What up, my freaks? Ruinous Insight here, welcoming you to part 1 of a brand new modded Total Warhammer II Let's Play. The last KISS update has recently dropped for the SFO Grimhammer II mod, and as we know, it will be the last update to Total Warhammer 2 in regards to this mod. This update focuses on the Vampire Counts, who are my favorite faction, but I'm not one to leave out their waterlogged gun zombie cousins, the Vampire Coast. Chosen by you guys via poll, the Vampire Coast will be led by the relatively sane Nicolaus von Karstein, better known as Count Noctilus. As you may have guessed, this Vampire Coast campaign will be running alongside Vlad von Karstein. There have been a number of changes to the Vampire Coast as well, though most importantly for, I guess, both the Coast and for Noctilus himself, some buffs and changes to his War Declaration rewards that will make his a more aggressive, and his campaign was already pretty damn aggressive, and therefore fun campaign. The mods I will be using for this will be the SFO and HN banner Overhaul, which I generally tend to use pretty much always, and by consensus from the Vlad campaign and from the Mazda Mundi campaign, various recent campaigns, also the Recruit Defeated Legendary Lords, and one button Respec mods. As always, mod information will be in the description below. Before we get started, there is a few housekeeping things to mention though. Timestamps will be in the comments below though if you want to skip. Now regarding scheduling, those familiar with the way I do things know that I don't determine scheduling myself, rather I just post what the YouTube algorithm tells me to post, from once a day to every day to once a week and anything in between. Really, if I can count it on my fingers in some way, I can probably make it happen. This is determined by your engagement, so it's a simple matter of you guys voting / manipulating the algorithm by dropping them likes and comments below if you want to see this Let's Play posted often. I'm really sure that you guys got 100 YouTubers repeating the same stuff basically every day, constantly yammering in your ear, but you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those annoying things about the way that YouTube works. Finally, a huge shout out to Venris and the SFO team for bringing us the definitive Total Warhammer experience. Those who have been around here know that I really love the SFO mod. And of course, a huge shout out to you guys for all the comments, discussions, and general support. I do YouTube for fun in my time off, so as always, know that your comments keep it fun, and therefore keep the channel alive. Alright, anyway, let's take a quick look at the Lord overview sort of thing. Gain War Declaration mission with unique rewards is what I was talking about, and that's been sort of leaned into more with the changes in the last KISS. Diplomatic relations plus 100 with the faction followers of Nagash. Okay, so hopefully we can support the followers of Nagash and get a nice trade agreement going with Arcan or something like that. At least have one ally, as everybody else is probably not going to like us very much, as we will be making a lot of wars happen. All units debuff enemies around when below 75% health. Different unit types have different debuffs, so that'll be pretty interesting to take a look at what the different debuffs do and how we can sacrifice various units for that purpose, or at least badly damage various units for our purpose. Construction cost reduction for shipbuildings, and pirate crew growth faster for the faction, which is all swell. Lord effects, public order, -3 enemy local province, so nothing. This might as well not exist. Nobody cares about this, ever. Upkeep, -25 for Necrofect Colossus units. That's pretty huge, as Count Noctilus does want that gun line of Necrofect Colossi, although probably with some other units mixed in. I mean, a nothing but, I don't know, I'll think about it. I just figure a nothing but Colossi Doom stack is a little bit boring. I'll probably go back and forth between whether I want to do this or just like do half and half or something like that. Anyway, and weapon strength plus 25% for large units as well for Lord's Army, so further buffing up the Necrofex Colossi, but also buffing up some various other units, which is quite swell. Difficulty is going to be very hard, very hard. Chaos Invasion on. Let's get to it. The Maelstrom has all but becalmed, and so the veil that separates the Galleon's graveyard from mortal seas allows Nicolaus von Karstein, known to seafarers as Count Noctilus, to ply the great ocean once again. With the Bloody Reaver cresting the waves once more, no port, no city or realm is safe from the Count's dread touch. The world is a pearl ripe for the taking, and the master of the Bloody Reaver is ready to take it.
Count Noctilus, your magnificence is surpassed only by your ruthlessness in ruling these seas. The Maelstrom yearns, and we should feed it with the sodden bodies of our enemies. To the south, The Vampire Coast harbors many fleets primed and ready for war. They could be assimilated into your own, my lord, should you wish to display your dominance and power. Others dwell in these lands. Greenskins of the Blue Viper tribe make war with all and look to steal and loot from battle. They may well have treasures that are more than just piles of dung and bones. Other seafaring races lie in port to the north. Both man and the undead vie for ownership of these waters. Let them see the Bloody Reaver in action and know who truly owns the waves. Then we come to Ulthuan, home of the High Elves and an ever-present thorn in your side. Taking from them will only help bolster your fleet. The world belongs to the dead, and you are the admiral to usher in this age, Count Noctilus. Wrath can no longer stop us. The seas are yours for the taking.
I would imagine so. Alrighty, how they play the DREADFLEET. Pirate crews and shipbuilding. Enlist and expand your crew via pirate settlements or from your legendary lord's flagship. Your lord operates as a mobile fighting and construction platform independent from normal empire building and able to recruit or construct from their flagship at sea or on land without the need of a settlement. Infamy. To become a legendary pirate, you must first acquire infamy. Through your actions, defeating armies, capturing settlements, and establishing pirate coves will increase said infamy levels. In doing so, your ranking on the list of infamous pirates will improve, rising towards the top and drawing the attention of the legendary pirates in possession of the powerful verses of the Lost Sea Shanty. That's lovely. Obedience to vampires, Imperium power. There's the infamy level. Baron von Hesty. Hesty? I don't know. Oh wow, Count Noctilus starts with only 200. A little bit low. You'd think he'd be relatively famous already. Although I guess in the timeline, this is at the point that he takes the Galleon's graveyard, i.e., he transports his castle to it. So before he gets really famous. So nobody knows him as Noctilus yet, maybe? Alright, anyway, pirate coves can provide steady income and other benefits from settlements owned by other factions, yada yada. We know about pirate coves and how they work. Alright, defeat the falling lord in battle, Merry Calidor. Alright, well, not gonna be very merry soon. A lord from Calidor has traveled in the Galleon's graveyard, growth, blah 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 blah, it's all great. Occupy, loot, or raise or sack 4 different settlements. Alrighty, so the fun thing about the Galleon's graveyard start / Count Noctilus's start is similar to the start of the von Karsteins, ironically, in that you can go into pretty much any direction and do whatever the hell you damn well please. There are, I believe, special buildings, though, in the Awakening, unless I'm misremembering. I know that there are some special buildings, so probably the Awakening and Sartosa should definitely be our some of our goals. On top of that, I do believe, well, I do now have the Respec Lord and the defeated legendary lords mods, so we can definitely make use of those if we are to attack the Awakened as well as the Pirates of Sartosa. Now, do we want to raise any dead for this? I mean, you know, it couldn't hurt to have another zombie. Oh wow, we don't even start with any zombie pirate gunnery mobs. Okay, fine, we will definitely recruit one of those, and I feel like, well, I mean, we really don't need this for this fight, to be perfectly honest, but a bigger gun line could always help, although the range on the regular gunnery mobs is going to be trash. I don't think we need the Bloated Corpse for now. Let's just get another unit of deckhands, and I think that'll be good. I don't want to go too low in terms of our money. We'll obviously have to have our first little fight, and we are going to make it a cinematic battle just because it is the first fight. Oh, you're not going to... You coward. You coward, how dare you? What is this? Wow, we cannot move it. Wow, really? That's as far as we can move? I guess it's because it's the Galleon's graveyard, but damn. I thought we'd be able to move a little bit further. Yeah, we're gonna make this a cinematic fight just because I want to see Count Noctilus get some action. A wink, let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go, Noctilus and his debut. There we go, and we get a first shot from our Necrofex Colossus immediately. Let's see if we can overtake the cannonballs here. Looks like they're gonna sail right by Mary, but they're going to smash right through that that poor spear line, and then the mortars are gonna follow up. It's so nice to have mortars right away. Starting off, I'm actually kind of tempted to go straight for the building and just get a bunch of mortars in his early line. Hey, Noctilus, buddy, how you doing? Oh, that's a nice piece of armor he's got there. That's real fancy. You gotta love these damn units. Alrighty, well, we're gonna set up a pretty simple little kill zone here, force the enemy to fight in the ground. Yeah, we have aquatic units, we could absolutely fight down there as well, but we do have quite a bit of an advantage early on. The enemy army didn't even want to fight us after all, so yeah. Alrighty, we're gonna run Noctilus up ahead just to countercharge these Illyrian Reavers. I was about to say Silver Helms, but they're obviously not Silver Helms. Alrighty, charge right into Noctilus and then get smashed by all of the zombie pirate gunnery mobs. Beautiful. I love watching the gun lines and the volleys, and we're gonna charge in with our depth guard as well, just to counter the enemy units, although I don't expect these guys are going to be alive much longer. Ooh, and hello, Mr. Mary wants to duel Noctilus, maybe take him out for good. Good luck with that one, though. Alrighty, now we are going to use Noctilus's ability on the Spearman. I wanted to test how much damage it would do to our own units, as the depth guard are right beside them, and, well, this was kind of a mistake. I mean, they're not perfectly nearby. Like, they are nearby, but they're not perfectly under it. And though that did obliterate that Spearman, you know, dropping into about 33% HP, it also did, like, 40% HP to our own depth guard. So it's certainly something to worry about. But at least it's better to test that early in a battle that you have no chance at losing, rather than later when it could be pretty telling and pretty bad. Otherwise, these guys, these Spearmen, for some reason decide to move away and allow themselves to get hit in the sides and in the back by our range units. Absolutely terrible decision by the AI. Yeah, sure, they're gonna try to help with the depth guard and maybe try to help their prince, but obviously that means they're all gonna get ripped apart by our range firepower. And I just love watching the Necrofex Colossus fire every time. It's so entertaining. Although I am a little bit disappointed with how long the two mortar units are taking to kill those high elven archers. I mean, they've been firing at them since the start of the battle and have not been able to do too much. Oh, wow. Did you just take aim only not to fire? Did you get hit by your allies or something? There you go. There you go. And I believe I told the Necrofex to help out with those, Oh, did you just miss with every single shot but one? Well, that's unfortunate, but that's okay, because this battle is just about over. The enemy army is routing. We did have the absolutely massive range advantage. Not surprisingly, no, this is actually a pretty nice map to start fighting here. Look at all these crazy skulls and stuff. A pretty freaking awesome map. Alrighty, for those who don't know, I often get distracted by the map and that sort of stuff, so get used to it, I guess. Lovely. Alrighty, and it looks like Mary is also taking some hits in the back. Mr. Noctilus did get a little bit hurt, but a Invocation of Nahak brings him right back up, and away he goes. The chain route is here, and the battle, just like that, is over. Obviously, you're always intended to win the first battle, so none of that is surprising, and now everybody's just going to focus down the enemy lord. I mostly just want to see the Necrofex snipe him, getting ready to take that shot there. And lining it up. And there's the shot. Oh, and it looks like just barely clipped him, but a miss. Most of the cannonballs go into the water here, but that's okay. We can always try again. Take another shot there, Colossus. Come on now. Line it up, and there goes the arm. Just to watch him run and then take the shot. There we go. And does that kill him? I think it does, unless you can pick your shield and your sword back up. I'm surprised the enemy lord did not get exploded, but at the very least I'm happy that the Necrofex managed to snipe him. And there we go, easy little battle. Alright, I really wanted to see that Lord get sniped by that Necrofex Colossus. It just made me so happy. Alrighty, share of the loot is not necessary right now, that's for damn certain, and neither is replenishment, to be perfectly honest, so I guess we just ran some captives to take money. Alrighty, so at least the Bloodlust is a little bit sated now. I just wanted to jump into that battle real quick before we start taking a look at stuff, and we got that powered in-depth growth for all provinces. Swell Galleon's Graveyard, you don't get any upgrades immediately, although you gotta love the Galleon's Graveyard because it's so difficult to take for any factions. It allows you free reign over the seas, essentially, to do whatever you damn well please. Now, obviously, we're gonna get Root Marcher first. Monkey Jacket, well, the ward save would be helpful. This is just to make you a stronger lord yourself. I'm tempted to say go to Hunger first, and then on to Monkey Jacket, and then we'll figure it out. Obviously, this guy's going to be leading a primarily Necrofex Colossus army, and then some other stuff. I haven't decided what kind of support those Necrofex are going to get. We're probably not going to go for a 20 Necrofex army because it'll just be too easy, even if it is hilarious. But we will have plenty, and then probably some Graveguard and other sorts of stuff. We'll figure it out as we go. We also do have to remember that he buffs up all large units, and not just Necrofex. So we could forego Graveguard in theory and get other things. We'll see. In fact, let's just see what his skills otherwise do. Of the Von Karstein line, passive regeneration, Seekers, aha, so we do get melee defense for Depth Guard and Terrorgeists and Deck Droppers, so this would give us a reason to get some Depth Guard into his army to protect the Necrofexes in addition to any other large units. And in fact, wait, the Terrorgeists are large units, right? So would they double dip into that? They would both be getting Sea Curse and his main Lord of Dread buff. That's certainly a thought. Now, what else is there to do in the sense that where do we go first? Now, we could obviously sail out to sack all of this stuff. It's not going to give us too much money at this point, and would also mean discovering a lot of the stuff on Ulthuan, but I'm not sure that we want to actually attack Ulthuan first. We do want to get some Vampire Fleet Captains up and running as fast as possible to get a cove established in Nagarond, in Lothern, possibly in Altdorf as well. Any of the ocean capitals, or like the capitals that have access to water, that are always really, really expensive, or always make a lot of money. And I feel like, I mean, not Skavenblight, but Miragliano and all this stuff, and Sartos is all good, but it's also stuff that we're likely to target ourselves. And obviously, we're not going to be capturing territories in the first little while. We're going to be building up our powers. Treasure maps and pieces of 8. A riddle of the map maker. Okay, so the first one's in the Awakening. It's in Poxmarsh, I take it. I think it's in Poxmarsh, judging by this. And let's see, Pieces of 8, unlock the Regiment of Renown. Okay, where is this one? Oh, we have to defeat Ashok the Bloody for this one. Okay, well, I would really love to unlock this Regiment of Renown. I feel like the Boys of the Forbidden Coast are going to need a few more units in our army before we can take that one on. We should probably sail around gathering various treasure bits for a little while, so let's start with that. Oh, hello. We have a Gunnery White. Ooh, and you have Spirit Leech bound? Oh, you're a pretty good Gunnery White. Damn, that's not too bad at all. Let's see, what do you have here? Construction time for buildings and all that sort of stuff, but I think we'll actually want to take you into our army. I'm sure that there are better buffs for well, gunnery lines and all that sort of stuff, but this is pretty good. It will take you a while to get here, but it's not like you can establish coves, so. See, oh, you could have stolen some tech, though. Ooh. That's tempting as well, damn. Alright, wait, well, let's, oh, right, I forgot that it takes 10 wait, 10 turns? Was it always 10 turns? I thought it was like 20 or something before. Or maybe it was always 10 turns, I don't know. Let's see, what do we start with? Probably Command Crews. I mean, firepower would allow us to buff up our basic our basic ranged units versus basically buffing up everything and infantry. Hard to say. We're certainly going to be using a lot of our basic units. I just want to see what else we have here. Vampiric Corruption. The salvage is not going to be too helpful until we can... well, raise dead cost, though. This is a hard decision, because you have to commit a lot of turns very quickly to start upgrading these. I'm tempted to say, just because of foreign architects and the infrastructure buildings reduction, that this might be worthwhile. And income from ports, although, and then again, income from ports is also not that helpful, to be fair, until we actually get... some units. Yeah, let's go for command crews first. I mean, I'd really love to get the immediate upgrades for a lot of our range units, don't get me wrong. I mean, if we start stealing a lot of tech, we'll be able to go through both, obviously. It's not that huge a deal. Anyway, you know what, don't steal tech. Just go to Noctilus' army immediately. Commandment available here. Construction time for all buildings, global recruitment capacity, loyalty will not decline any army and province. I don't want to be losing infamy. Let's go for growth. There it is. Yeah, definitely growth. Alright, well, with that, and I guess we're going to upgrade some ship stuff immediately. Wait, you can get Vampire Fleet Captains at rank 3. Okay, well, wait, does this increase their capacity? No, it just allows you to recruit them, so we need to increase their capacity separately, it looks like. Alright, not a big deal. Let's go. And turn time to pick some mods. Would be real nice to find a Skull Island early in the game. And we also want to figure out what we want to sack in Siege. And yeah, the game is drawing us towards the Awakening here, and it might be beneficial to... I mean, to be fair, the Awakening is a very rich province, so it is beneficial to attack it. Give it some time. Alrighty, you go here, please. This isn't another island now, it's just some stuff. Alright, loot the carcass. Now, do we need to... Ooh, hello, a Pyrrhic victory right away. Oh, maybe I should have recruited some more stuff. Now, this battle looks like it'll be a little bit tougher than the other one. I guess we're gonna get another cinematic battle out of this. It'll be Necrofex Colossus versus Rotting Leviathan. That's really interesting. Oh, they have a couple of hand cannons as well. Nice. Very nice. We're definitely going to fight this. I am going to have to make a quick cut here, however, and I do have to explain this at the start of campaigns for those who don't know. Because of the way that replays works, I have to essentially save here, go back to the previous battle, comment over the replay in order to make it a cinematic battle, and then come back and then fight this one, so on and so forth. It does increase the amount of editing that's needed whenever there are more than there's a lot of cinematic battles in an episode, but you know, generally speaking, they do tend to be worth it. Unfortunately, I've never figured out a way to not make the replays crash the game. Otherwise, I would just save every replay and then do the comments after the episode is recorded. Just the way it works, unfortunately. Hopefully, Game 3 will be better. Anyway, here comes the cut. Alright, there's the cut, and here we go. This looks like a fun battle, and I'm pretty excited. Let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go, round 2, and this one should make for a much more interesting battle than the first battle was. Maybe we should consider this one the first battle. Either way, it should be fun. I really would like to get the Rotting Leviathan dueling with the Necrofex Colossus, who is going to fire, and I believe the Necrofex Colossus will immediately target the enemy unit of Depth Guard, as it is probably the best thing that we have here, other than... yes, you are hitting the Depth Guard? Yes, you are. Alright, other than the spell, I keep forgetting what Noctilus's bound spell's name is, but it does quite a bit of damage, as we saw when it hurt our own Graveguard there. Alrighty, getting some... What the hell was that? What are you aiming at, Colossus? Man, and this fight, obviously, it would be a lot easier if we had more units to that we had raised dead, but I feel like this will be really fun, and on top of that, one of the best things about fighting undead as the undead, or playing as the undead, and one of the reasons they're my favorite factions in general, is the fact that a lot of your units are just so disposable. You're not worried about losses with like 90% of your army. You can just raise them right back up, so you can play more dangerously, you can take more risks. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, and I really like that. It's a fun playstyle. Alrighty, looks like the enemy depth guard are charging. They are going to get hit by a volley of gunfire from our zombie-powered gunnery mob, and the same, but with handguns. They have kept their models, with the exception of a few, but are down to about half HP. Another hit from the Necrofex Colossus could be a lot of damage, though, so hopefully we can get one. Oh, and it looks like they're going to be charging, but the Necrofex is lining up. You can see that cannon in the background, and here we go. We'll see the damage here. Come on, Necrofex. Fire. Fire. They're all nicely lined up for you, buddy. I'm waiting. There we go. And, okay, it's might clip some of our units, but there we go, right through them, perpendicular to their, or parallel, I guess, actually, to their charge. This is an amazing shot, and they really shouldn't have lined up like this. That really crippled the unit, and the depth guard numbers are now down to 21. The enemy admiral does use an aspect of the Dread Knight, however, to buff up their leadership in the hope that they don't start crumbling, but they are in critical binding, and Noctilus himself will go after them. The enemy is... I don't remember what level he is, but he does have various spells available to him, and because I remember seeing, yes, you do have both the aspect of the Dread Knight as well as Spirit Leech, which could be an considerable amount of damage both to our Colossus or Noctilus, depending on who he focuses, and I do want to get him to duel Noctilus. Also, I just want to say while we're here, Noctilus has such a cool model. You gotta admit, it's definitely one of the top Lord models in the game, in my opinion. With all the crazy armor, the really intricate breastplate that he has, and all the various, well, all of his armor is also really intricate. Pretty awesome. And I also like the asymmetry of the horns, or whatever the hell it is, growing out of his backs there. I really love asymmetry in designs in general. Oh yeah, that's some nice animations. Now he's casting a, I believe it was an invocation of Nehek being cast right on our depth guard, just because they have started to immediately take damage. I did try to get them to charge enemy zombie-powered gunnery mobs just to sort of distract them, but the battle has well been joined. Over here, the Rotting Leviathan has actually charged through our zombie-powered deckhands mob and is looking to go after our zombie-pirate gunnery mob, or at least it will continue to do so. We are going to slowly waddle these troops away, but it's going to be hard to get away from Big Pinchy over here. I gotta remember to build one of these guys and name them Pinchy. Somebody remind me at some point. And there we go, jumping out of this and right onto our gunnery mob. Fortunately, the Necrofex Colossus is here, and as soon as he's done shooting the depth guard and any other units that are mobbed up, he should be able to dish out that damage. But otherwise, the battle looks to be about even a little bit in our favor right now, in fact. But it can always turn fairly quickly. Our depth guard have continued to take damage, are now at about half HP, while they do try to chase down the enemy zombie pirate gunnery mob. Noctilus is still in the fray over here, but is getting ready to move and start on that enemy admiral. Want to see some more of his animations? There we go. Nice swing there with that halberd. Ooh, he has a little whirlwind animation too. Been a while since I've seen his animations, so very nice. Very nice, and it looks like these guys are just about out of the picture. They're critical binding and will soon be in it no longer. Ooh, one of our mortar shots lands amongst our depth guard, unfortunately. We are trying to focus two units at the same time. One of them is being focused by our mortars, while the other being chased down by our depth guard. But at least the depth guard are in the water where the aquatic trait is helping them. Although I do want to point out that it's also helping the drowned dead. Over here, Noctilus is running after the enemy admiral. We need some yakety sacks here, and I've been really salty about this ever since I started this channel, that yakety sacks is not a royalty-free thing, but he's literally holding his halberd to take a swing here while the enemy admiral runs away. Oh man, really need that music. Ooh, nice. Looks like that was a hit. It looked like a miss, but the enemy admiral did get staggered by that. And here we go. These two can duke it out. They're both at about the same HP, roughly. Close to it, anyway, although the enemy admiral is much worse because of the leadership. Oh, I guess because he was running away, that counted as a leadership loss there. Alrighty. I forgot what your name was. Well, it does not matter. So these two can get a duel, and look over here in the background. We will get duels aplenty as the Necrofex Colossus moving while firing. Oh, I love the way that it fires down into the ground like that. It looks amazing, but is also going to run after and start dueling the Rotting Leviathan here. I like how they both have a zombie in the crow's nest firing down, right? Do you have a zombie in the crow's nest as well? I'm pretty sure that you do. It's not an empty crow's nest, right? Yeah, there is a zombie sitting up there. Doing stuff, and the same over here. There we go. It'd be really fun if these two zombies were also dueling while their monsters were dueling. Although later on, Count Noctilus will be the one that is in that crow's nest of his own Necrofex Colossus. Now over here, the balance of power is still about even. One of our units of zombie pirate gunnery mob over here has just about been killed by the enemy zombie pirate gunnery mob, but that's okay because our mortars will now both turn towards this pirate gunnery mob and once again try to bring it down. Especially as our depth guard have finished off the enemy handguns over here, or whatever version of the gunnery unit that they had, and then we'll now be charging this one. Here we go, Depth Guard, getting some real good use out of you. I'm glad that we start with a dual axis Depth Guard as opposed to a Halberdier Depth Guard, especially as we have Noctilus, who consequently is casting some spells right now. I believe he did cast an Invocation of Nehek on himself, as the enemy Admiral was dishing out a damage, and we're keeping them both about even, and you don't want your lords even. Ooh, once again, that's a nice jumping animation. Good job, Noctilus. With the power of Nehek, to counter the enemy Life Leech, we should be able to win this fight. Although I do want to point out that the enemy Admiral, 17 melee attack and magic melee attack as well. So that's pretty damn good. It's in fact higher than Noctilus. I mean, Noctilus I think is 40 or 55 and 60 or something like that. He's minus 25% right now because of the Invocation of Nehek, obviously. Yeah, he's still quite a bit lower than this Admiral, although the Admiral does have much less melee defense, so it's kind of interesting. Will the Invocation of Nehek win? Will the Life Leech win? Which Admiral will pull it off? We'll see. The duel will continue. Ooh, and we're getting some magical support from Noctilus going down onto this unit of Zombie Pirate Deckhand Mob, who was sort of winning against our own Zombie Pirate Deckhand Mob, but now they're about even, or perhaps the enemy will now lose because they are in critical binding and a lot of their units have been destroyed. Over here, the Necrofex Colossus did tie up the enemy Rotting Leviathan for a while, but because of the animation that the big old hermit crab has, it can get through and it can sort of jump. It's kind of like a Carnosaur in that way. Yeah, there you go. That's that jumping animation. And I remember being really annoyed at Carnosaurs in the ongoing Mazda Mundi campaign when they jump through and sort of get themselves stuck in places where they don't want to be. And especially when they jump through the gates and stuff. And obviously the Rotting Leviathan does have that same sort of thing. Also like the Tomb Scorpions. Although, to be fair, it actually helps the Tomb Scorpions a lot more than it does the Carnosaurs, because the Carnosaurs are surprisingly fragile, wherein the Tomb Scorpions do really well to disrupt enemy formations and are really hard to kill in the first place. Anyway, looks like Noctilus is winning now, and the enemy is going to... Oh, Spirit Leech. I keep calling it Life Leech. Is going to cast another Spirit Leech against Count Noctilus, but I don't think it's going to be enough, especially as now the Depth Guard have finished off yet another unit and are going to move on to help. They don't really need to interfere with this, but considering that we're getting some army losses there, they'll make this a little bit quicker, and by killing the enemy lord, we should be able to get rid of the enemy army faster. And I like how Noctilus is just watching now while his minions attack. Oh, and it looks like the Depth Guard bring him down while Noctilus sort of, egg them on. Well done. Out here, both our units of mobs have died, both the Gunnery Mob and the Deckhands Mob. So now it is a duel between the Mortars and this unit of Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob, as well as the Zombie Pirate Deckhands Mob. Oh, it's gonna get confusing real fast, who are now charging our Depth Guard. I love watching the Depth Guard go to work. They're also kind of like Noctilus, one of the coolest models in the game. Definitely top tier. Gotta give the Tomb Kings a run for their money and having all the coolest models. And I hope that, I mean, I remember in Vanilla, the Death Guard were just incredibly fragile, and that's still the case. I mean, obviously, even this early, we can see just how much damage they're taking, but hopefully with enough upgrades, especially with the addition of various SFO upgrades and abilities, they'll be a little less fragile. There we go, they cheer together with Noctilus, who, I guess they're his personal guard for now, and otherwise, it's just the Rotting Leviathan, who is still dueling the Necrophax Colossus, but the Necrophax Colossus is coming out ahead, especially considering it's been surrounded by 2 enemy infantry units this entire time. So well done to the Colossus, although I do still gotta point out that the Colossus does get buffs here by virtue of being... Oh, that was a nice shot. By virtue of being in Noctilus's army, and it looks like their infantry is now crumbling. Looks like some point-blank shots into the Rotting Leviathan. We got duels and duels here. I'm loving this battle. It really worked out. And here we go. The Depth Guard make it in to help out. Another point-blank shot. A really nice clash. I want to see Necrophax Colossus versus Hyro Titan. I mean, the Hyro Titan is meant to be more tanky, to be fair, as opposed to dish out the damage, but it does have that Spirit Leech and that Shem's Burning Gaze. And there we go, the poor little Hermit Crab dies. Don't worry, we will replace you guys with our own Hermit Crabs later on, both the Rotting Prometheans and the Rotting Leviathans. And there we go, a Pyrrhic victory, and the auto-resolve, or not the auto-resolve, the, whatever you call this thing. The judge of the battle is correct in that we lost a bunch of units. Both of our flanks collapsed and these zombies all died, but it does not matter because we'll just raise them again. So I'm really happy with this battle. It turned out to be a really fun one.
A lethal blow.
Alrighty, a Pyrrhic victory, but damn was that fun. I feel like, yeah, obviously we could have raised some dead and gotten a little bit of a better time here, possibly a lot better of a time, but that would not have made this battle nearly as fun, and I've just been smiling ear to ear. We got everything we wanted out of that battle. Noctilus got to duel the enemy Admiral, the Necrophax Colossus. It got to duel the enemy, a Rotting Leviathan, and then the Depth Guard cleaned house, killing various of the zombie gunnery units. So, pretty damn good. And we kept all of our elites, which is the main thing. A little bit annoying about the loss of the handgun mob, but, you know, whatever. We'll just get another one. Not a huge deal now. I think... since we're in a relatively good position right now, we're just going to ransom the captives. We do have to rebuild some of our army after all. Monster of the Sea gives us another 6,000 money. Beautiful. And this is what Noctilus is meant for in the first place. So yeah, just go into the Galleon's graveyard right here on the edge, please. And then, oh wow, it does actually take you a while to heal up here, doesn't it? That's fine, though. And that's fine. We will go for Luther Harkin eventually. Ooh, although we could take Poxmarsh immediately, which isn't one of Luther Harkin's territories. But I generally think that... you're not supposed to take stuff right away with Noctilus, and some people, I mean, the first time I played the Noctilus campaign, like most people, I didn't take a single thing, just went around, on release anyway, I went around and did coves and just pirate stuff, but Vortex campaign is pretty different, and I feel like the objectives, let's see what the objectives are right here. Maintain control, including Eastern and Western Sylvania for the long campaign victory, although vassals and military allies does work as well. Destroy a bunch of factions, and control a bunch of provinces. Yeah. Maintain 6 Necrophax Colossi, that's fine, we'll get that in Noctilus's own army easily enough, and we do have to target the Awakened either way, so, I mean, we definitely got to do that. Now, I just want to see what you have in your blue line. I do recall that their blue lines are relatively decent as compared to a lot of factions' blue lines. Ooh, yeah, we got some decent stuff here. Go figure. Too bad for Noctilus, I think, though. There's a lot of stuff to spend on, so not quite the possible there. Ooh, we do want to get Curse of Undeath and the, we do want to get the Drowned Dead as fast as possible as well, though. You know what, let's skip the Monkey Jacket for now. We'll get the Drowned Dead, and then we'll go through the Curse of Undeath and the other stuff afterwards. We also want to get that Wind of Death and Pit of Shades. Noctilus has some very good spells available to him, so he's an incredibly good caster. Want to capitalize on that. I do want to, you know what, let's just get you two in here. And we'll raise some more dead. Wait a second, here's the question. Yeah, we can just raise more dead here. There we go. Let's get these guys, and then we'll raise the zombie-powered deckhands afterwards. I'm not so keen on getting the bloated corpses right now yet. Although, if we just move down here and try to face the that rogue orc army, we could just do it via annoying bloated corpse ability. That's obviously a possibility as well. No legendary admirals or regular admirals to fill the offices yet. Let's end the turn. Black market, coins infamy like are traded, yada yada yada. We don't... Well, we can't afford anything because we don't have the infamy, but I do want to take a look at what options we have here, just for fun. So we got growth and pirate crew growth, that's all great, as well as the casualty replenishment unit. Is it worth 10k? I wouldn't say so, at least not yet. Obviously, Noctilus can get very rich by virtue of the way his faction plays, but otherwise... Oh, it's plus 1,000 infamy. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, minus 10k was what I was saying. Bad. Post-battle chance of stealing a magic item, though. Lord Recruit rank. Yeah, alright. Dance the hempen jig for now. Dance the hempen jig, so get hanged, I guess. Alrighty. Ooh, let's get you in here as well, Mr. McMaggot. McMaggot. It's a great name. It's the vampired version of McLovin. McMaggot. Alright, let's see. Faction encountered broken. I thought it had said faction destroyed already, and I was like, well, that's a little early. Alrighty, there we go, McMaggot. Why did I send you around like this? Just keep going. Find Noctilus. Yeah, now... beautiful. We can get that zombie-powered gunnery mob as well. Do we want a couple bloated corpses? I mean, we have the money. Fine, just get a couple bloated corpses. Why not? Why not? Let's find a nice island to make good use of them, and then we can raise more dead here. So another pirate gunnery mob, and then another one, and then I guess we'll get 3 of these guys. And there we go, just like that, we should be full army, and it's not like we have anything else to spend our money on as yet. Now, the question is, do we go down here looking for that orc army? I wonder what's in it. I wonder how many enemies it has. I don't remember the army. That's kind of the problem here. You know what, let's sail on by. Usually what I would normally do is sail up here and sort of annoy the lizardmen and Skeggy and all this stuff up here. Maybe even Silostra, but I feel like maybe we go down this way. I don't want to play it like I would normally play it. And, oh, hello, we have Mysterious... Oh, but Mysterious Sound isn't to fight, it's just for fun. Oh, we can raise more dead. Let's just make sure we don't go negative, at least for now. There we go, 19 and 19 out of 20, 19 money, perfect. All right, let's end the turn, let's proceed. And then we have the Gunnery White coming in to help us out. And yeah, as I said, we could have stolen tech with him, but I feel like we want to use him to level up, especially as he has that bound life leech spell, which is pretty good, I think. Only faction-wide caps is what I generally go for in SFO, and is recommended, so I think we're going to keep with that. You're going to sail to that mysterious island, please. We can always wait for Harkin to max out this province before stealing it from him. And there we go, Kraken Tusk, hello. Melee attack, enables frostbite attacks. Wait, you get Tide Call bound as well? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. Lovely. Well, Noctilus loves himself some free stuff. Alrighty, well, we'll obviously put that on. Yep, no followers as yet. And just keep going down here. Let's find that Regiment of Renown. Now, where was that again? It's not the black market, not the treasure maps, but the pieces of 8. That's right here. Oh, he's right here. I actually sailed by him. My bad. I really wish that you could see what is in this actual army. Yeah, alright, well, let's see. I'd love to get a nice cinematic battle against that, though. Let's end the turn. Let's proceed. Oh. I hope I moved you far enough. Yeah, I did. Okay, we're still fine. We're still fine. Order of Lore Masters have discovered... I haven't seen the Order of Lore Masters survive for a long time. They always die in my campaign, so I'll be interested to see if they do, although I feel like we're going to be the ones to kill them, so fairly unlikely. And let's see, be at war with the Awakened, and we get black powder out of it. Yeah, see, as I said, the game does push you towards fighting Harkin early on. We do have 15 turns to do this. I don't know where Harkin is. We do have recruit defeated legendary lords after all. Let's see. Campaign movement range plus 50 and missile strength. Well, that's all very nice. Stability, growth, and public order. Now, does stability apply in any way to the ship? No, it doesn't. I guess that would be really overpowered if it did. Now, we obviously want the anchor line, which is this line, for the pirate crew growth early on. And then later on, let's see. I'm just saying here, what we'll want to start with. Probably want... Ooh, we can get a bomb. We can get the bombards building right now instead of the anchor. It'll take a little bit longer to get everything else, but it would mean more early mortars, which is very nice. I'm very tempted to get this, even though I mean, they're not great, but as they level up, they'll get stronger. For accuracy, aquatic, resilience, yada yada. What would we replace? I mean, we do have 2 bloated corpses, which are gonna be gone soon. Oh, it's tempting, it's tempting. Let's find Mr. Ashok the Bloody first, and then we'll see. It said he was right here, right? Game? Ah, there he is. And let's see what his army has got. Well, I don't know what it is, but we are going to find him. It doesn't look like it's going to be that strong, so hopefully he just moves towards us instead of away. Otherwise, you know, annoyance. And what did I want to do? Oh, right, let's build the... Yeah, let's screw it. Let's build the early game. Let's build the early game mortars, especially as they will be helpful if we attack the Awakening. It's going to be... Oh, right. How are we going to conquer the Awakening itself? That's the question. Although the mortars would make the siege considerably easier, so that's another option. Nah. We do have 15 turns to sail around until we do go there anyway. Alright, so let's end the turn, and let's fight Mr. Ashok. That would be a nice cinematic battle, I think. Alright, come on now. Where are you gonna move, Ashok? Please don't move up there. Don't, damn it! And I don't want to go into a march stance or all ahead full stance or whatever, because he might attack us immediately. Hey, can you move, please? There you go. Ah, it's gonna be hard to chase down. Too bad we can't stop him in his tracks. All right, well, you go here. I really wish that Vampire Coast, rather, heroes could use their abilities on the high seas, as in be able to block army. That would be a pretty unique ability, too, for them in general. Not oh well. Should I have... You know what, if he keeps running this way, we're gonna chase him down with March Stance and then go after him the regular way. End turn, please. We're wasting turns going after this guy where we could be going after islands and stuff, so I really don't like that. Alright, where are you gonna go this time? Aha, okay, you went sideways, we might be able to take you. Can we? Oh, we just barely can reach him. Okay, but that does mean we should be able to reach him next turn. So go right here, right beside him, and then wherever he goes, we attack him next turn. Negative growth. Oh, well, sorry, Galleon's Graveyard. Mr. McMaggot. Okay, I'm going to be laughing at that name all game. What do we hear, by the way? I'm kind of tempted to just delete the Legion of Drowned Sailors and replace it with the Growth Building, to be perfectly honest. I mean, do we really need it in here? Can we get the Growth Building... early, though? That's my question. Yeah, we can. Tree of Noose is right here. Yeah, you know what? Fine, we'll do that. I'd rather just upgrade the Galleon's Graveyard early than waiting like this. Honestly, I should have done that earlier anyway. And you, Mr. Gunnery White. Training is always great. What do we start with? Well, I guess we get Cackle Fruit first. You know what? Maybe get All Hands Fire and Cackle Fruit together. Ooh, although... Enhanced Ballistics, or Enchanted Ballistics, whatever, close enough. Let's get Enchanted Ballistics first, and then we'll figure it out afterwards. Yeah, this will help the mortars. They have poor accuracy, but maybe that'll help them be a little bit more accurate. Alrighty, one more cinematic battle in this episode. I think we can pull it off by fighting Mr. Ashok. We will have to once again make a cut, though, because the previous battle, and since that was a good one, I'm hoping this one runs pretty good as well. And he declared war on us. Perfect. They knew it was coming. Alrighty, let's get that noose up and running here. We gotta go all the way to rank 5 for that? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's get that tree and noose, and let's get to it. You gonna run? You are not gonna run. And, ooh, you do have artillery of your own, which is obviously very dangerous for us, although hopefully the Necrofex Colossus can help out with sniping all that. Gonna make that cut here as promised, so here we go. Alrighty, there it is, and one more battle. Let's take it to Ashok the Bloody. Let's hope that this battle is just as fun as the last one. Alrighty, here we go, our first battle for our first of the pieces of 8 and our first battle against a rogue army. Lovely, and on top of that we do have an actually decent army this time. Well, not decent in the sense that we have a lot of elite units, those are unchanged, but now we do have quite a few zombies to take hits and die for their master, as is only appropriate, plus a pair of bloated corpses to deal with any enemies that try to flank us. Ideally we'll want to use the said bloated corpses to take care of the enemy boar boys before they can dish out any kind of damage, because really, regardless of the enemy trolls and biggins and whatnot that the enemy have, they do have 2 troll units, I don't really see them as being any kind of threat, not nearly as much as well as the boar boys, which could, you know, interfere with our gun line. I also just noticed that the color scheme of these guys is what? Is like black and white? Kind of hard to tell. Because I really like that the mix with the checkered pattern that the orcs do have in both the fantasy apparently and the and 40k. Well, it works really well. I like the color scheme. Yeah, it's a very nice color scheme. Well done, Ashok's whatever. Boys of the Forbidden Coast, whatever. Alrighty, so over here on the sides, we do have those boar boys moving in, but we are going to move in our bloated corpses to counter that on both sides. Same thing over here, and unfortunately, the AI is obviously a moron and will not care about bloated corpses, and will straight up charge a bloated corpse with an elite unit, which is both hilarious, but also kind of sad that it doesn't recognize the danger there, or try to focus them down, really. Also, we got spear riders charging in. We are going to be able to fire at them through the gap. Once again, I just love what the I love watching the Necrofex Colossus take aim. It's just a great animation. But yeah, we have a nice little checkered sort of setup, Imperial Tactics sort of deal. Well, maybe not quite checkered, just because we don't have enough melee to do it, but we have gaps in our front line wherein our range units can fire through, although obviously they will be focusing on things like trolls, which the Necrofex Colossus seems to have taken care of 2 of already. Well done to the Necrofex Colossus, by the way. But yeah, these things are large units, so they could just fire over the heads of our units. We're also going to stand in the water because we do have that aquatic trait. And here we go, the first use of our bloated corpse. Ouch. Those poor boar boys. Alrighty, so with them starting at full HP, they dropped down to like 5 to 10% HP and 19 units left. This unit is out of the picture and no kind of threat anymore. I'm actually surprised all those boars stayed stayed in one piece after all that. Over here we do have the zombie-powered gunnery mob, also not charging them, but actually just taking shots at them to make sure that they definitely don't come back. I'm actually surprised that they're wavering, but they haven't routed. Oh, there we go. Now they're routed, and now they're broken. Okay, I guess it takes a few seconds for the shock to wear off, and then for them to actually rout. Over here, same exact sort of deal. Bloated corpse moving in through the trees, and the enemy boar boys moving right towards it. Wait, he just wanted a hug. Well, he got the hug. And let's see, these guys, though, they did survive a little bit more, maybe because of their formation was a little bit looser because of the trees, but fortunately we did move our depth guard in here, and they will also be debilitated because of the debuff for fighting in trees, and then the depth guards see them off. Over here, the main battle has been joined, and now we're getting proper looking undead battles, or proper looking Vampire Coast battles. Guns firing everywhere, mortars exploding, lots of craziness going on. I absolutely love it, and all in the water at the same time too. And oh, it looks like the first of the enemy troll units is going to go down to concentrated fire. And getting lots of casts off as well with our various magics, as well as buffing us up with those enchanted ballistics. Thanks to the gunnery wight. And somewhere in all of this, I do believe Noctilus is fighting Ashok. And there we go. I knew they were in here somewhere, but I couldn't quite remember where. They're just... Oh wow, Ashok is damn big. That's a big old orc. I guess that's a standard size probably for an orc war boss, but damn. Kind of hard to tell as much because he's in the water, but anyway. Anyway, we're also going to move our gunnery wight, I think, up at this point to chuck his magical grenades at people. There we go. Alright, here we go. I think this is not the cackle fruit. I think the cackle fruit is the second one. And land right in this pile of boys. It actually does pretty good damage. Also, the explosions are lovely. I love the blue, undead-looking magical fire in combination with the actual explosion fire. And yes, I know that fire can be blue, but nonetheless, it looked pretty cool. It also cleared the way, sort of, for Noctilus to not be as surrounded as he continues fighting Ashok, who is winning this fight, it seems. But we do have to remember that Noctilus was hurt going in as well. He's also going to summon some drowned dead to help him out. And there we go, mortars dropping in, and the enemy army is very, very badly hurt. Now, the enemy troops have not dropped too much, but we have to remember that a lot of their elite troops have been destroyed. Plus, both their boar boys that are out of the picture, their trolls have retreated and are coming back, but we do have the range firepower to see that they don't make too much headway into our lines, or at least I'd hope so. And the Necrofex Colossus is just doing whatever the hell it pleases with complete immunity. Ooh, and a charge of the trolls into one of our units of zombie pirates that were shooting these orc biggins in the sides here. So this is a relatively nice charge with the AI. Actually going after a range unit for once. But they're also going to get hit in the sides by another unit of zombie pirate gunnery mob and a unit of handguns as well. Poor trolls. There's just too much range firepower for them to deal with this. And I obviously turned off skirmish mode. And let's see, Ashok is now at half HP back there, but he's still holding for a while, but it won't be much longer. Over in the background over here, we have also gotten our Depth Guard to chase down the enemy boar boys. They did come back, but they did end up fighting the Depth Guard in the water here, where they once again were taught another lesson. Although the Depth Guard did get hurt by that charge, it certainly was not enough. And with that, the battle appears to be turning in our way. The Orc War Boss has routed. Noctilus is going to chase him around a little bit, and we are going to use our units to chase down as many of the enemy as possible, but the chain route is here. The Depth Guard will chase down the Goblin Rock Lobbers. I'm not entirely sure, but I do believe this army will come back, so we do want to kill as many as possible, and that's one of the benefits of the zombie pirate gunnery mobs. They do have fire while moving because they have pistols. So that's always nice. They may be too slow to chase a lot of stuff down, like if this was against, say, the Skaven or something like that, there wouldn't be too much value out of that, but with the orcs here, we definitely get the value. And there we go. Looks like Mr. Ashok is going to get brought down. Oh, he got killed right behind that tree, damn it. That was unfortunate. And I guess Noctis is just going to be chasing down regular boys. Now I am going to speed this up while we chase them down, though. But it was a pretty damn fun battle. Lovely. And we didn't lose too many of our zombies either. We just chase down as many as we can. Not getting too many kills out of the gunnery mobs there, but hey, whatever. Alright, a little bit of magical support from those Wraith Storms, and there we go. A close victory, but I really don't think so. Considering that their elites really achieved nothing, I guess maybe it counts the fact that we, quote-unquote, lost our bloated corpses, even though they were, necessary sacrifices and all that. You'll be hearing the phrase necessary sacrifice a lot throughout this campaign, but hopefully they'll always be fun ones. Alrighty, there we go, and with that, the boys of the Forbidden Coast go down, and not in a good way. Although, I just realized they're the boys and not da boys, and I think that's a missed opportunity. Anyway, pretty fun battle there. The bloated corpses definitely paid for themselves by taking out both units of boar boys pretty much from the battle immediately. Although they did come back and do a little bit of damage, they were never the same after being exploded upon by said bloated corpses. Otherwise, our gun line did very well, and our sacrificial deckhands mobs, well, held the ground as they were supposed to for a long enough time for our ranged units to dish out the damage. Pretty happy with all of that. In fact, our ranged units did quite a bit more damage than the mortars, which is both surprising in some ways and unsurprising in others, as this was not a particularly good battle for the mortars in terms of finding enemies to dish out the damage to, as there were only 3 units of regular boys, which would be their ideal targets here, but it's all good. All good, and Noctilus did some respectable damage himself, although most of that was granted with magic abilities. Oh, and this was McMaggot. And this was also the first fight for Mr. McMaggot over here, who also did quite well with all of his extra explosion damage and all that sort of stuff. Now, I guess we want to take even more money. We could assimilate the captives. Ooh, now will this army move away? I don't know. I don't think it matters. We will just resurrect any units that die anyway. Who cares? Alright, there we go. They did indeed move away, and we got the reward, the Pearl of the Kraken Sea, which unlocks the Tide of Skjold, zombie-powered deckhands mob. Swell. We're probably going to get them killed quite quickly. Ooh, let's give this a read, though. Just north of Norska, there be a little-known expanse of ocean called the Kraken Sea. It is important to them crackpot Northmen owe the nearby coastline of Skjold, who dropped the remains of their fallen warriors there. To them, there be great favor to be had, being eaten up by those mutated sea monsters of chaos. But some of the souls are rejected by the fickle gods, marooned underwater and forsaken. To the right juju gets them up and killing again. Well, we got the right juju, and therefore we will raise them up as soon as we can. Cannot recruit unit Y. We have the level. I assume we'll be able to recruit them next turn. Because we unlocked them, and unless they need level 5 or something like that. But no, I don't think these guys are tied to levels. They're only tied to the pieces, I take it. Right? I'll just double check here. Pieces of 8, and there we go. Unlocks Regiment of Renown. Yeah, they all unlock the Regiments of Renown, so I guess I assume we just have to wait a turn. Not a big deal. Let's also auto-resolve you, and I think we'll just do this to make sure that you units don't die. Let's also level you up, friendo. Definitely want to get Curse of Undeath and Invocation of Nehek so that they're better. We'll probably max out both Drown Dead and Invocation of Nehek as well, as it's a pretty good idea to do so. McMaggot. What do we get you? I do want to get the utility belt a little bit earlier, but you know what? The Deadeye's ability will help the Necrofex Colossus. You know, let's do that, and then All Hands Fire as well. We should probably go through some of this stuff. Now, granted, Noctilus will probably not have that many. Well, then again, now here's the question. Let's just take a quick look here for a second. You, McMaggot, you get... Okay, so it's all missile units. And this is all missile units, and this is all artillery units, and this is all artillery units. So what does the Necrofex Colossus count as? It's an artillery monster. Does that mean it counts as an artillery? I assume that means it counts as an artillery. Kind of hard to tell. But presuming that it does count as artillery, then we probably do still get some decent value out of getting a couple gunnery wights in here, especially as... Count Noctilus does like to have a gun line made of those. If anybody knows, actually, do let me know. I don't want to invest in gunnery wights that don't do anything. Yeah.
The dark.
Also, the ship looks pretty cool. Anyway, let's quickly auto-resolve this, and unfortunately, we're just about out of time here, so I am going to have to call this episode here. I don't actually know how much time is left, but the thing is, with 3 cinematic battles under our belt, it's going to be a lot of editing to do either way. Hey, and we got a Riddle of Stromfell's mission issued. A great hoard of treasure may be received. Well, isn't that lovely? We'll be able to dig with an army or a hero, and you know what? We have a job for someone. Otherwise, next time we will be, you know, sailing around. I'm going to say that we'll probably go up here unless anybody has any other suggestions and sort of annoy the enemy while we build up the DREADFLEET in general. Although the other option is to recruit a bunch of extra mortars in here and then go after the Awakening early. As in, before it levels up too much. On the one hand, it's beneficial to have it level up. On the other hand, we do have to declare war on the Awakened. to get this. We do only have 12 turns left of this, so we'll think about that, but at the end of the day, we'll most likely grab this. We don't necessarily have to take the territory, because then we do have to hold it, but once again, the Awakened is not, or the Awakening rather, the territory itself is not too difficult to take, so we'll deal with that next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this first pretty action-packed episode. I certainly did, and stay tuned for more reaving and pillaging and whatnot from Mr. Noctilus. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.
The coastline.